the show because this time is it's really a need for it. And what I'm going to say is this: my daughter was 14 when she was sexually assaulted, and 15 when she took her life. When my daughter died, people said to me, "Black people don't kill themselves." And when you do research and stuff, it's suicide, mental illness, sexual assault, domestic violence are very high in the African American community. We don't talk about these things. We kind of just sweep them under the rug. We you know it's taboos in our community. So as a mother who has lost two, because I also lost my stepson to gun violence and three nephews to gun violence, I know the pain of losing your kid just not coming back. And my sister and my co-host Dorothy, she lost her son to gun violence, still being killed by the police. So she knows the pain also. And what we do is well, with me, I have the name of my company is MJG Movement, and I do the advocacy for the mental illness, the suicide, sexual assault, bullying, but I've also incorporated the sex trafficking victims. We do gun violence and the police shootings now. So that's why we've partnered up. Um, because when it's all said and done, our pain is the same. Our kids are not coming back. And I just think it's time for everybody to just start getting their stories out. So this what this show will be about healing and bringing peace and also justice, because we will have mothers coming on that are still, looking for justice and stuff. Um, for their children. Today is the introductory. My co-host is on her way. She, because of the rain, she got kind of sidetracked a little bit, but she will be here shortly. Um, a little bit about me. Um, Once again, like I said, I'm just a mother, an advocate. I don't consider myself an activist because the difference between an advocate and an activist. The activists, they're there, but they're there when the cameras are rolling, and that's just no joke because I went through a lot of stuff. But when the cameras are not rolling, we are there, and we're there from start to finish. We're there, for whatever the families need us there for. So we don't just come when cameras are rolling. We don't just come running, when you know to bring. I guess what I'm trying to say is we don't come running to just boost our platforms. We don't come to just make people look at us and just you know put us on a level of like being a celebrity or something. We don't do that. We're there, and our hearts are genuine. We're not there for basically just a reason. So that's why we don't call ourselves activists. My goal is to eventually, be able to save as many lives as we possibly can, help as many families with healing or, any other types of things we can help their families with. We go to court. Um, we've had victims of different, streams of violence. We go to court. Um, we do every year. We feed the homeless. We do Christmas. We do going back to school programs for Thanksgiving. We get Thanksgiving baskets. We do a lot. Because that's what we're supposed to do. And it's just, I feel like with all this hate in the world and everything that's going on, it's just, we really need to come together as a community and start, showing love and kindness to one another. Not all this hate, not all this going back and forth, all this bickering and all this, being drugged down and stuff. And, one thing, when Mr. George Floyd was murdered, you know, um, Black Lives Matter had mothers from all the world come stand in solidarity in Minneapolis, and I was one of the mothers who was asked to come stand down there. And I was kind of blown away. And Dorothy can also verify this that when it comes to like the police shootings, the high profile, I guess, think they're better than the low profile, so they don't really come together like they should. And it's just a lot of division rather everybody coming together. And I think it's time that, as a African American woman, that we should start getting a sistership and stop, beating each other up, talking about each other, trying to downgrade somebody, or it's just too much going on as it is in the world for us to have to keep doing it to ourselves. we get our rage when it's police shootings or white people shootings, but when it's I guess black on black shootings or any kind of black on black crime, whether it's shootings or rape, sex trafficking, domestic violence, it's crickets. And everybody deserves justice. Everybody um, has feelings. Everybody misses their kids. Nobody wants to go through that. So the same outrage we have when it's a Caucasian person or police, we're supposed to have that same energy when it's somebody else of our own, because you know, if we don't love us, nobody else is going to love us. If we don't respect us, nobody else is going to do it. So it's time for us to be the change we want to see, and that's why the name of my show is Be the Voice. Um, and I'm hoping and praying that people do reach out and really decide that this is something that they really want to see, and really reach out and ask me and my sister Dorothy for help, and really just we can come together, and that's what I'm praying hard for. um this is hard because tomorrow will be 5 years that my daughter has been deceased. um so it's kind of a hard show, but I'm doing this for her legacy too. I have, you know, I met a mother who told me her story a week ago, where, and she will be coming onto the show, where she went through some stuff, basically inhumane stuff, domestic violence, and a lot of stuff she told me. And, you know, it was just heartbreaking to hear the stuff she went through, but it's just also heartbreaking to hear that she really had nobody to turn to, um, as far as the black community, because she's shunned, and and that's one of the things we need to stop doing, and with these taboos and stuff, like when a black woman is assaulted or beaten or something, it's like, what did she wear? Did she have on makeup or this, that, and the other? Was she fast? Nobody has the right to put their hands on anybody. Nobody has the right to assault anybody. Nobody has the right to take a life. And even with this sex trafficking, that's really huge in our community. And it's like crickets. I'm not really hearing too much of an outrage about that. And it's just so much going on, and especially in the city of Chicago, we really need to just come together. Where babies are being shot from left to right, and it's just too much. It has to end, and it really has to start with us. There shouldn't be a code of silence or no snitching or any of that. It should be, people should look at, when like the 3-year old, people should look at his family and say that could have been my 3-year old. If you know something, then speak up. And even if you don't want your name involved, just say I'm anonymously going to speak up. But we really got to do better with our community. We really do have to do better. And as an advocate, I will do my part, and do as much as I can to help, and to be there for any families that are in need. And I know my sister Dorothy, will also do the same. Um, we just want uh, peace, and she actually doing a show today, and she buried a relative of hers yesterday. So this is kind of hard. But the stuff we're doing. Ooh, can we take a break? Um, we'll be back in a minute for Be the Voice TV. Hello, this is me, Elizabeth. I'm back with Be the Voice Radio at IntellectualRadio-Com Radio. Um, my sister and my co-host, and a very good dear friend of mine, Dorothy Holmes. She will be here shortly to talk about her son and um, about her organization. Also, I think her organization is the Ronnie Man Foundation, in honor of her son, and she will be able to explain to you more about what it is she do, and she'll be able to tell how we actually connected, and how we've been pretty, we just connected, and it's just been amazing between us ever since. But as I was saying, I was when I was in Minneapolis, just standing solidarity with the other mothers. It was just mind blowing to me how they, I thought I was going to see more of a sistership than I did, a more of a coming together. And it's just, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in a way that they don't really come together like they should. And I guess it's a lot of stuff I probably don't know about, but I don't understand how, the high profile versus the low profile, because when it's all said and done, they all have dead sons or dead daughters due to police shooting. Um, and, Dorothy has told me about that quite a few times. And, when you hear about it, you really just think, oh, it can't be that bad. But when you actually see it, it's something else to see. But that has to end because it shouldn't even be competition about whose child got the most profile. It's just dumb stuff that goes on in our community like that is why, we will never be taken seriously because, how do you figure you're better than somebody because your child got more news media than the next person? And we really need to start focusing on cleaning up our own backyard, and stop blaming everybody for everything that goes wrong in our community, and start taking accountability and responsibility for our actions. And I know people are going to be like, oh, she's just this, that, the other. But when it's all said and done, I'm not on the outside looking in, I'm on the inside looking out. And when I see the stuff that just doesn't, it's just some of the stuff I see, it just makes no sense to me. I have a sister who lost her sister, and she wants justice, and it was black on black. And it's like, you ask, well, why isn't her sister story being all over the news? Well, because it's a black woman, is what I was told. And it's stuff like that's just unacceptable. We got to start doing better. um Period. um I will, um this is kind of hard because, like I said, tomorrow's be 5 years my daughter's been deceased. Whew. So, as far as me, and as far as my sister Dorothy, we have both vowed to do it everything we can, um, to help build our community. We will come stand in solidarity with you. Whatever it is that you need for us to do as mothers, no matter what it is. If we need food, we will feed you. If you just need somebody. Sometimes people need somebody just to listen, and be a listener. You might need to scream, cry, shout. We're there for you. Do not hesitate to reach out to either one of us, because that's what we want. We want to be able to build a sistership with all the mothers. And then um, Minneapolis just had another mothers march. I think last week, the 11th. And I told Dorothy I'm not going to keep running back to Minneapolis and LA and all these other states marching with them for violence prevention when we have violence in Chicago. It's time for us to do our own march. So we are going to start planning a Mothers Against Violence march for Chicago, and anybody who would be interested in joining even that march, I would really appreciate it. If you reach out to myself or Dorothy, it will be, hopefully, if everything goes right, it'll be next year. Anybody who would be willing to come and march with us, we would really appreciate it. But it's no sense for us to keep running to these other states when we have crime here. Um, it's just, it has to stop. And I'm just like at a point where I don't really know what to say or what to do. Just, I'm just taking it day by day. But I don't know. I really hope and pray that people do reach out to us and people do take us seriously and really decide that they want to start a sistership or with us, or the men come together and reach out and say, hey, you're right, we want to help. And Chicago can be such a beautiful place, and it really is actually a phenomenal place to live. It's not everybody; it's just a few little knuckleheads. Maybe I don't know what they need. I don't know what their family situation is, but like I said, everybody has a story. And until we can start coming together and talking and in an intelligent way without jealousy and who worrying about who got what, who has more money, who has more fame, or who has this, that, the other. We're not going to make it. But once we're able to just come together and as whole, then we will be a phenomenal race because we got it going on. As a black woman in the state of in the state of Illinois, and you know, I see so much potential, and I don't look at stuff and think, you know, I'm not one of the people that will ever give up, and it just would not happen. And I just really want the best for us and all our, you know, our community. I really do. Um, some of the stuff when the 3-year-old little boy got shot, I think that just it messed me up. I've been heartbroken ever since then because it's just he didn't ask to come here, and I'm not just saying Chicago because crime is everywhere. It's New York, it's Georgia, LA has been got a lot of crime going on too. And one thing I will tell you about me is that I also have a lot of stuff coming out this year. um I've met and believe me when I say I've met, if you go through my social media you will see I've met every almost every celebrity, no matter how big, how small. I've done all kind of events with different celebrities. I'm coming out with a comic book. We're coming out with comic books and coloring books because from what I was told, they say comic books are therapeutic, and so are coloring books, and that'll be coming out hopefully the end of this month, the beginning of next month. I have a producer we're working with that's going to turn the comic books into like a mini series, and what it is it's like it's under Marcy's Marvels, and what it'll be is like a black girl superhero type cartoon. I had rape victims tell me that's something that they need. So that's something we're coming out with, and hopefully once we get everything and um, done with as far as the comic books, then we will start working on turning it into the cartoon miniseries, and hopefully next year or something I'll be able to go out to LA because I was supposed to actually went out to LA in April to meet with people to talk about turning into a movie. But because of COVID, it set me back. Um, but I do believe in greatness, and I believe that everybody um, everybody has a story. Everybody has what I'm trying to say is everybody has some good. Everybody can do good. Everybody can do better. No matter what your situation is, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what you're going through, for if you're going through domestic violence, I don't know if you can reach out. You know, reach out. If you can't, do what you can to get out. If you are a sexual assault victim, you don't have to go through that by yourself either. It's not your fault. Reach out. Anything I can do, or my sister Dorothy, when she gets here, can do. You know, just reach out. Um, we promise we will do. Whatever we can as far as helping. Um, we we have to take a break, another break, and where we will be back with Be the Voice Radio and intellectual.com. Thanks for tuning in to Be the Voice Radio at IntellectualRadio.com. This is your host, Elizabeth Gerald. We will be here next week at noon on Sunday, me and my co host, Dorothy Holmes. You all have a pleasant rest of your week and enjoy. Talk to you soon.